Hey guys, okay. I'm gonna jump on here and get a reading, but I wanted to share because something really funny, I thought it was funny, happened to me today when I was trying to finish up my brother's taxes for his business. And I don't know why, because coming into this reading, I was immediately after my meditation, I was hearing I will go down with this ship. And I don't know, the two don't seem to correlate, to be honest with you, because the way I remember that song is like, I will go down with this ship and surrender. Well, maybe so. I don't know. Actually, I couldn't really figure out the correlation, but I immediately started thinking about my little discovery this morning. So let me tell it to you very quick because it must relate to the reading. Things like this often do, or they wouldn't come up for me. And why would they relate that song to the meditation I just did? I just thought it was very strange. Anyway, so I'm getting ready to do his taxes, and I had to go back into one of my old laptops because I haven't done his taxes in years. Somebody else was doing them. Anyway, so I had to go back into my old laptop to get some information. And what I did, one of the first documents that pulled up was my NDA from when I left my company in 2018. And this, honestly, the first thing that registered to me, I started laughing because I was like, oh my God, like our capacity, I think, as humans to bury things so deeply. Like, I forgot any of this even existed. When I went back in and was even reading the verbiage, I was like, oh my God. Like, and then I just, of course, I started thinking about the things that kind of surrounded this, not the bad stuff, but because it ended up being a good deal for me. Um, but I don't know, just all the things that kind of went after. Okay, see, now I'm being compelled to kind of to share this. This has to be happening to someone. So number one is this was buried so deep. Okay, non-disclosure. I knew I couldn't say anything. It was a 4-year one. So this expired. What, almost 2 years ago? It was in November. That it was dated November. So almost 2 years ago. I could have been talking about it. I completely blocked it out. Like I'm just so beyond it at this point because I have literally transformed my whole life now. And definitely my career. I changed vocations altogether 100%. Maybe I'm really speaking to somebody at this point, honestly, because that whole story, I'm going back into it, was a story. I mean, there was a lot. I had tons of successes within the business, but there was a lot of betrayal in there too, and definitely attacks towards the end. But my company, who honestly I did have some issues with, a few issues with, because I didn't feel like they would give my people raises and stuff like that. But they supported me, honestly, in the end, even bringing me to the corporate office to kind of make me aware of what was going on and offering me a transfer because I was being very vocal about not being happy anymore because I could see the things that were kind of going on. And I didn't really feel supported by the company in that measure either. Because, companies, the corporations, they're about, the politics and how things look, the optics of stuff. And so just doing their due diligence for the optics standpoint, I would have to have people in there looking through stuff, review. It was just ridiculous, okay? Despite all my success with the company, it didn't matter. And so again, it's optics though. But I'm not a like I don't like politics and stuff like that. If somebody is saying things that are wrong or they're lying or something, I think they should be shut down. I don't think we should be trying to placate them in some way, and I felt like that's what was going on. So anyway, I was just I don't know why I'm getting into all this. Maybe somebody is doing this. Maybe somebody is feeling like they're undergoing this. Anyway, I'm going to explain to you, okay, from my own scenario. This is not just something that I've thought up or read. This is something I've actually lived through, how valuable all of this ended up being for me. So I end up leaving the company. Part of the deal was that because they didn't want I had a lot of very loyal people. They'd been with me a long time. They didn't want them to walk with me. A lot of them did anyway, but I had to kind of leave, not really say anything, not talk about the details, anything like that. And that was the deal. And I got to leave with a nice severance, which I wanted because I'd been miserable. And I didn't want to stay there, but I was too exhausted, really. I didn't have the motivation, I think, to go and find something else. It was exhausting. The whole experience was just so exhausting for me. And I was put out a little bit, and honestly, I was let down by some of the people around me who I trusted. So that being said, when I left, the company did take care of me in that respect, and I left, and I really kind of cut everybody off because that was part of the deal, really. Now, they can't make you do something like that, but I couldn't talk about the details. That was the deal. 4 years. Okay. So now this is another 2 years, but the thing is, I was so happy to do that. I can't even tell you how easy that was for me. I know that sounds terrible, but it was so easy for me because I was just over it. And that's the thing about spirit. When you're already over something in your spirit, you know that it's dead and gone, but you're just hanging into it. A lot of times something will come in, usually, a lot of times it can be devastating, a devastating blow. Okay, like you know it's time to go, but you're unwilling to let go. And that was kind of me, except for mine didn't end up in a devastating blow. I knew a week before because I'd already been to corporate. We'd already discussed it. We'd already worked out the details. I just couldn't tell anybody else the details. But what was funny about that was afterwards, I would get like text and stuff from, the assistant director that was on the state side. And we would always be laughing. He'd be like, "What bridge are you under today?" Because of the gossip mill and just how people are. And the thing is, they had no idea that, because I really went and traveled for like 6 months. And then afterwards, I was like, okay, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with my life, right? And so that's when I just wrote down the things that were important to me. This is the amount of money I need to have. I need to feel like I'm helping people. I'm not interested in managing anyone else. I don't want to do that. And deal with a lot of other people and their personalities and their drama, to be honest with you. I just wasn't interested in that. I wanted to work with a certain amount of autonomy. Wasn't interested in the politics. So I was very clear, not about what I don't want, but just about what I did want. It was a small list, maybe 5 things. And next thing you know, I started looking into, of course, what I do today, which of course is finance and investments. And that's what started me there. It happened very quickly. I worked the whole summer studying and stuff on my license. I'm not a person that can sit down, so I was actually going out doing other stuff, little here and there stuff to kind of make money the whole time while I was studying for my license. And as soon as I got licensed, someone picked me up, of course. I didn't really care for that company. I don't think they were really clear with me in the beginning, but within another 3 months, another company came in, and this was the company I ended up staying with until I went solo. So imagine that. So this is the end of 2019 now, because it's been a year, because remember, I traveled like constantly. Actually, it might have been a little more than 6 months afterwards. And it's been a full year now. And now I'm getting picked up by this other company and starting going into 2020. When that ended up, when everybody else was kind of crumbling, it wasn't the best year, but it was a good year for me. And then ever since then, it's just been better and better. I ended up branching off 2 years later because I didn't feel like that company had enough products for me, not for what I was trying to do and how I was trying to grow for my clients, and of course for what was in the best interest of my clients. And so I just branched off more. Now, I guess I'm telling you all of this to tell you that because people didn't know what was going on, because I couldn't say anything, or maybe even if they would have, that's just how people can be sometimes. Some of you may be going through that. They don't know. They're saying what they think they know. Other people are grabbing onto this because remember, small minds discuss people, right? Large minds, we discuss ideas, right? And so while I'm progressively moving up, recreating my whole life, completely different vocation that I've never been in before, they're talking about those things. So this kind of took me on I don't know why this took me on a walk down memory lane, just because, and coming in, especially coming into this reading, because I'm hearing, I will go down with this ship. Now I'm trying to figure out how this actually correlates. It's almost like, because when I was in your meditation, I was feeling like another person was actually involved. And so I don't know if this was the person, if this has actually happened to you. I don't know if this was the person that was actually involved in trying to create those obstacles for you or those problems for you or something like that. Because I do feel as we get into this reading, something like that is going to be happening. But on another note, if you are at a place in your life where you feel like you are leaving something and maybe you should be grieving, or maybe you are actually grieving. I don't feel like I actually went through a grieving period because I'd already grieved the position before I left. But some of you may feel that way, or even if it's a shocker, I think I need to tell you this to let you know, regardless of the situation or the circumstances or how much of that you filed away to a certain extent or you need to move your focus to where you're going or where you're trying to go, or to what really fulfills you, because it is possible. Okay, I'm not even going to share how well I'm doing in my life today, but I will just tell you, I mean, so many things are going right. And I don't know why that just hit me. All of these things have been coming out over the last couple of days, helping me to recognize, no, look, maybe you don't, because we don't always stop and take stock of where we're at, right? We just keep moving. All right. So I want you to know that that's available to you. It doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter. When I tell you I stored this away so far, I mean, that is the truth. So nothing anybody could have said, any rumor, anything they were jumping on board with to try and, make their own stories about what happened could have even impacted me, because I was already on to my next part of life. Okay. And it has been so massively beneficial for me. And as you know, I've started even a channel in the interim as well. Okay, so I just want you guys to keep your eyes on what you're doing. Okay, the past is just what it is. It's the past. It's an experience. If you can use any of that stuff to grow from and to learn, and also to help you, all right, to pivot in some ways, to figure out, okay, well, this is definitely what I don't want, so this is what I do want. Okay, let me be very clear about that. You don't need to have every piece of the puzzle. That's not important. I didn't write down this is what I want to do because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I needed to work with autonomy. I know how much money that I needed. I needed to know that I was growing in some way, or I would be. For me, it's not even the outside recognition. I needed to recognize that I could, because I always want to be improving myself, right? So that was big on my list as well. I only had like 5 or 6 things on there, I'm telling you. Okay. And then it all started formulated like right in front of me over a period of just months. Okay. And now this is where I am today. Okay. So I just want you guys to really get that, understand that. I'm not going to go into any more of it. I know that was quite lengthy, but I think it needs to be said. Somebody is saying, I will go down with the ship. Somebody may actually be going down with the ship is what I'm kind of feeling. And I don't know why. I don't want to start this on a negative note, but I'm wondering if this is someone who feels like, I feel like it could be someone who feels like maybe they should have believed in you more or trusted you more. This could be, especially if this is around a job, this could be someone here who was either doing something towards you or getting caught up in the story. And maybe for that, they feel like they didn't support you, or they got on the wrong train, so to speak. I don't know why I want to say train. They got on the wrong train, the hate train maybe. Let's see, spirit, what else? Butterfly effect, see? This is you, all right? This goes right along with the story, the butterfly effect. Look at all the changes. Look at all the transformation that has actually happened. This person is just believing. She's in meditation here. You can see the butterfly opening up, the cocoon actually opening up here to turn into the butterfly. Okay, and this happens fast. If you think about my story alone, that's not a long time, especially if you factor in 2020 and how I couldn't hardly see people. I couldn't see as many people as I do today. And now, of course, I'm on a more national level. Then I was just in the state of Texas. So everything has just kind of exploded for me in growth. And I feel like this is what it's saying. That's how fast it can happen. Looking back at your life just 4 or 5 years back and just going, wow, I cannot believe this. Okay. Especially if you've had other things showing up to stop you, you have to know that there's a reason for that too. Okay. You may not understand that right now, but I think that you will. There's a reason for that as well. All right. So why do you have opposition against this? I want you to think about that question actually for yourself. Why has the opposition been there? Maybe it has something to do with your path or where all of this is actually leading you in some way. Okay. Here, what else? The siren song. Yeah, literally calling you. Something is calling you to it, and that's what I feel. Okay, you've went through these changes. I feel like collective for a reason. Okay, you're getting these wins in your life. Is this, if this is you, or you will be? Okay, that is all for a reason. This is for your transformation. It's leading you to actually even something more. So you may feel like you've already taken a gigantic leap in some shape or form. Okay, but I think you're about to see something else transpire as a result of that. And especially if you've been blessed with finances and things like that, because I feel like that is going to help you to invest in something even more that's going to assist you on your journey. And that journey is absolutely calling you forward in some way. So you may not even understand. This could be more automatic, kind of robotic in a sense, right? I'm being beckoned forward in some way towards something else. I don't know why, I don't know why this is happening to me, but the sound is very sweet, and I feel very compelled to follow this energy. That's what I'm getting. Okay. All right, Spirit, where are we going with this today? What do you have for the collective, please? Look at that. You may have fear that is actually creeping up, okay? As this, I feel like this is telling you, yeah, because you don't know. It is unknown. And it may be difficult, or maybe you feel like it would be difficult in some way. But don't run away from this, okay? Again, this has happened for a reason. Honestly, it's pulled you this far, so I'm not really sure. Yeah, I feel like some of you will have little fears as it regards this for some reason. Something might be actually coming up. But listen, this is because you're about to have a breakthrough. Remember what I said? Ask yourself, why is this coming up? Or why is something trying to stop me? It could very well be these fearful thoughts. Okay, I'm stepping into the dark here. I can't see what I'm doing, but for some reason it is sweetly just calling me forward. And I think I need to really honor that, right? Spirit is telling you, pay attention here, okay? You're being called forward for a reason here. You're about to have some kind of breakthrough here, and it's important for you to really focus, okay? Be diligent in this, yeah. See, this is about rhythms. This is about certainty. It is your time is what I'm feeling. Some of you may actually use a pendulum, or maybe you need to use a pendulum, especially if you feel like you can't see things clearly. I can't see things. I don't understand them. I'm being pulled into an area that is unknown to me, but you've already been down that way. Maybe this is why I'm telling you this story. This was completely out of left field for me, completely different than anything I've ever did, but I just went towards it, and I just trusted this. Okay? And I feel like someone is being called forward and asked to trust this. Bury that other stuff because it's dead and gone. It truly is. Okay? But now we're marching forward into this time right here. It's interesting, this is talking about reincarnation, and I believe this is what it is. It is definitely some kind of rebirth that is happening, some reinvention of self in some way, shape, or form. I do feel a specific draw because the card does say pendulum. The pendulum is swinging at this particular time. Okay, but you may also want to use, I feel like, this pendulum to kind of gauge, okay, am I doing this right? Especially if you have fear coming in, because fear can throw us off sometimes and put us in a state of disbelief, right? Or, well, I need to question this to death. I'm not really sure. And so this siren song, this beckoning of sorts that's calling you forward gets a little bit of a block in, and it's not coming in as clear as it could. So make sure that you are paying attention to that. You get one of these cards here. I'm sorry. I don't even want to laugh. To me, the whole thing is just so funny. And going back to how deep, like Jesus, like 2 years, I'm sure at some point I was like, oh, I can't wait until this is up so I can talk about it. And then I'm in such a different place in my life that none of that is even relevant anymore. So I'm actually laughing. This is the heart chakra here. It says, open your heart and see the whole world inside you. This is about wisdom of love and compassion. Extending compassion. That's funny too, because some of you may have actually learned compassion through this whole process. Okay, you could have changed and getting that negativity or whatever that was out of your life in some way. Reinventing yourself could have really allowed you to open up your heart, to open up your heart, to strengthen your sense of compassion and love for yourself first and foremost, and also for other people. I feel like someone's heart chakra is really activated at this particular time. One one more, Raven Goddess Magic. It says, fly into the darkness to reveal the light within you. Can you believe these cards? And this literally says that you're feeling, you could have fears or feel like something is unknown or will be uneasy because you can't see it because of the darkness, right? Spirit is saying, no, fly into the darkness, okay? So that you can reveal the light that is within you. This is this is a very powerful reading, and it's, I believe I did a little daily reading the other day, starting with one card. I just wanted to pull a card for you guys. I remember doing that. It's very short. It's like 5 minutes. You may want to hear it because I feel like the two of these relate. Something is opening up for you. It's a different time, even though you could have already changed things. Okay, you may be just at the beginning of this, honestly. But if you feel like you're about to make another leap in some way that you're feeling called to, you absolutely are. Don't be afraid of it. Just be diligent with it. Keep your focus, okay? I feel like the pendulum is swinging right now and it's in your favor in some way, but I also feel like some of you could do that to clear this up. You got to trust. There is a lot of faith that needs to happen. I feel like for some reason in a particular situation, I don't know what this is. I mean, this could be about a heart matter, quite honestly. But it could also be just the changes that you have made and how this openness has occurred with you, okay, to create even more. I do think that something big is about to happen for you. I keep getting, I'm almost like, there's just so much energy coming in. I feel like on a situation. Spirit, what else? You're about to take another leap. You are definitely about to take another leap, I feel. Yeah, and it has everything to, so it may have you actually learning something new here. Okay, gaining some kind of knowledge here, but I think it's due to some kind of discovery. Likewise, I will go down with this ship. Okay, maybe this is the ship you're going down to. Maybe you have committed, okay, to a change within yourself because there's so much spiritual energy around here as well. If you're on some kind of spiritual path, this could be you saying that I left all that behind. I've been solidly and solely on this spiritual path, okay, and just eager and determined to really change myself and change my life. Okay, and you have been able to do so. This is why things are working out the way that they are. Wow. Ooh, I'm getting chills, baby, because I know this is about me too. So I love this. Okay, I could be talking to a Pisces here. I do have the card of Pisces. Something here is really revealing itself, and even secrets that have been covered up in some way, shape, or form, I feel like are now revealing themselves in some way. Because look at this, about the mountains that you've had to climb here, about any delays that could have been here, any resistance, any struggles that you have been through. I could be talking to a Capricorn. There could be a Capricorn that's actually involved here. Okay, even any opposition. Remember I said, think about it. Why are people doing this? Is there a reason? I think you have been always destined for a larger purpose here. You had to have those things. Whatever I'm talking about here that happened had to happen. Just like mine had to happen the way it did, although I'm not going to lie, mine ended well, but had to happen for some of you so that you could get to this next stage, so that you could focus inwardly, okay? Begin the spiritual journey if you weren't even already on that, but get more focused on it so that you could start transforming yourself to get yourself prepared for the next step. That's what I feel. All right, Spirit, what else? Yeah, there's those blessings. I'm telling you, big blessings that are coming through for you. And I think this is going to help you. Another card of Pisces could absolutely be talking to a Pisces here. Regardless, I think that things are getting into the flow for you. And whatever this is, this abundance, these finances, this increase that could be coming around you is actually creating a sense of freedom for you. It's freeing you up to do what you really want to do, to take the next step, even if that means helping people, living a better life, feeling free within your mind, in a sense, feeling unrestricted. Anytime I go into a story, generally, even though I think I'm sharing, there's usually a reason. You don't feel restricted. You don't have to be part of the politics, right, anymore that happen within companies or anywhere for that matter anymore. Okay, you have the freedom to go into life and to flow, and to not even to be able to, with this also, it brings a sense of freedom because you're able to put food on the table for your family. You can handle your bills on time. All of that, takes away from your stress levels, right? Again, there's that freedom that is coming in. Well, I know that everything is going on here, but you know what? I can choose to continue focusing on my path and what I'm creating and manifesting for myself, because that's just getting better and better. All right, Spirit, what else? Photograph here, the past. Yeah, this is just memories. This is about something popping up. I want you to look at this. This is a Polaroid. This is about, think about Polaroids. They're older, right? I'm sure they're still around, but something popping up here from the past. And that's what just happened to me on my computer. So again, you've buried something, and now it could be popping up to kind of show itself, or to give you some kind of clarity on what happened or why it needed to happen, or even remind you, collective, okay, of how far you have come. How far you have come in this. So you can do like I'm doing today and just laugh about that, about, oh my God, I completely turned away from this situation. I completely reinvented myself, and this is where I am today in such a short period. It's coming up for a reason. Okay, you don't have to return to the past. It's really to show you how far you have come. As I'm saying this, I feel again, so you're going down with the ship, it looks like, of spirituality, and of continuing forward. I get that. Okay, because I do feel like this is wrapped some way in spirituality. I feel like others as well that may have been creating these obstacles, trying to create difficulty or even blockages for you as well, could be very well seeing you, and not that that really should matter to you, but could be seeing you and even regretting, I feel like, choices that were made in that particular time. Now, if you just walked away like I did and didn't talk to a lot of people, you know, they may have actually cast a judgment because of that, right? Like, how could you do that, or something like that? I had other reasons why, but, you know, how could you do that? But I also feel like people were just kind of acting against you, you know? So you may have had people that you were talking to at the time, but you kind of knew something was fishy. You walked away from it, and maybe they ghosted you as well, or didn't talk to you as well, but you know the truth about their involvement in a situation. Because I'm saying all this, it's coming out for a reason, but I feel like I want you to lean on the part where I started at, where I said I buried this, our ability, okay, to bury these things so deeply and not think about them. That's for a reason. It's almost like it's all in due time. Spirit's like, look, I really need you to focus on you right now. And at the right time, when you're in a really good space again and everything is going wonderful, we'll show you why all of this needed to happen. So if it's coming up, sometimes it's not because you need to go backwards or you need to revisit. It's just to show you kind of, this is how far you've come. Okay, enjoy this. Now you see why things have to end sometimes. Yes, we have to force your hand sometimes, right? Because otherwise you just wouldn't do it. You would just stay there. You'd stay stagnant. Okay, and we needed you to move because God knows, you know, there's so many improvements that are ahead of you if you'll just trust us. Don't be afraid because you can't see what's happening here. Just trust the process. Okay, listen to us. Let us beckon you forward because it means something. All right, guys, I don't even feel like I want to go too much into this. I'm going to pull a few tarot for you because I think we do need to do that. And then we'll see what's happening. Spirit, what do you need the collective to know today? Look at that. 6 of Coins. The Sun. There's that success. You're feeling good, I feel like, about your life right now. So you could be a spiritual teacher, but this definitely tells me that you are either, maybe you're starting an organization as well, but this shows me it is due to your path, due to your diligence. I will go down with this ship, right? I'm going to keep my eye on what I need to do. I'm not going to worry about the past. In fact, I've buried it. It's dead and gone here. You could have a community of people around you that are given to you, that you give to as well. But I also feel like this is just about some kind of equal reciprocity and knowing that you're being taken care of. There's a lot of success I can already see that's around you that's being illuminated here. Yes, the wheel is really turning, I feel like, in your favor right now. You might be seeing and relishing in a lot of these wins that you're seeing here. Look at that. Wow, 6 of Wands. You're on top. You got 2 cards of success, of recognition, of being acknowledged in this spread alone. Okay? So if you're not already in this energy, let this lay a foundation for you, especially if you're thinking about changing something, or if you've been changing something but you have not seen the manifestation. Spirit is saying, listen, you may not see them all as we take you through every step of the progress of the process, but you will be able to. It is coming. Go within and reflect. Stay true to who you are, okay? Because what you don't see is all of these things, all of these rockets that you've been launching out here to the universe to manifest have been coming into play. So I feel like a beautiful story here is definitely being laid out for somebody who has been actively working hard on themselves to change things in the dynamic in their lives. And although it may be a slower process for some, it is coming, okay? There is success here. There are wheels turning in a positive direction. There is recognition of sorts, okay? Accolades, all right? People, respect, I feel like, that is around someone here. Just stay true to your path. Somebody here is definitely on the path to becoming some kind of spiritual teacher is what I feel. Helping other people in a sense. They could also be a healer of in some way, but I feel like this is someone who's using their voice for some reason to help other people to change, to transition. Yeah, and to get through. I feel like you're helping people that are in the midst of some kind of change, okay, that are trying to change their life. Because I almost feel like people are drawn to you. They're drawn to you. They're drawn to your energy in some way, shape, or form. And you're actually helping them to change their life, to get over the hump in a sense. You're breaking down doors, breaking down barriers, okay? Helping them see a different way. That's what I'm getting. And people are very, very drawn to you. Wow. Okay. All right. Spirit, let's get a card. I'm going to go ahead and close out because this is so positive. I definitely don't want to muddy the waters here. This is beautiful for somebody. Let go of the old. Make room for the new. You may find yourself being distracted by random thoughts. Remember some of these things that are coming up. Fears or doubts. You keep getting that. Don't allow yourself to be governed by them. Simply observe and choose to take aligned action and choices. I'm telling you, your world is shifting right now. Go with the flow on this. Don't be nervous. Okay, trust that it's leading you in the right direction. Now, if you have tarot, fine, look at tarot. Don't get confused with a bunch of tarot readings, though, because there's a lot of negativity out here right now. And whoever I'm reading for, you're not a negative person, and you don't want to create those blocks for you. If you're watching a bunch of negative things that are talking about failing and people trying to destroy you just over and over and over, that is what you're going to be manifesting more of in your life, okay? Try to keep a positive outlook so that you can hear clearly, so you're not creating more blocks in your life, okay? Go within and search for answers, because Spirit, whoever this is, baby, you are divinely guided. Spirit's got you all the way, and I can see it. And I promise you, if you will stay the course, okay, the outcome for you is incredibly beautiful. Not only financially, but in success, I feel like in all areas of your life. You are not only changing yourself, you're changing others. All right. Love you guys. Have a good one. I'll see you soon. Bye.